is Joe from RPA Pro, and in this video I'm going to quickly give you an overview about UiPath platform and its ecosystem and the major components. Going straight to the point, we have the core components. The first one of them is the UiPath Studio. This tool is the actual tool where you are going to build your automations, create your workflows. It's a drag and drop low code interface, very easy to understand, very easy to follow. You have everything that you need in one place. It's a one-stop shop for your automations. It has 3 different versions. The first one is the Studio X, UiPath Studio X. And this version is meant more for non-tech people. Let's suppose one manager or a businessman, businesswoman that has manual tasks that they have to do every day, like check emails or download files, export reports, something of any nature, and they want to automate that. They can use UiPath Studio X. The second one is UiPath Studio, and this is more advanced tool. It has more capabilities. It's more dynamic. You can modify code properties and a lot of more advanced features in this version. Anybody can use that, but if you have a technical background, let's say for example you are a developer in any other language, it will be much more easier for you. All right. The third one is the UiPath Studio Pro, which is essentially the same UiPath Studio, but with some more advanced features. For example, testing automation. All right. So that's the Studio. Moving forward, we have the UiPath Assistant or Robot. Older versions called Robot. The latest version is called Assistant. What is this? Well, in short, UiPath Assistant is from where you are going to access the automations you have within your environment, and you can trigger them from there. And when I say trigger them, it's basically run them, use them, and you can also check a few settings in the UiPath Assistant, but overall is just for running the automations. I will show you in a moment mine, and then you can have a better idea of what is it. And last but not least, actually this is the most important part of this ecosystem, which is the orchestrator. Without the orchestrator, nothing is going to work. For developers and users, they don't have to worry that much about the orchestrator because it's a background application that is managing everything. So it's managing the computers, it's managing the robots itself, it's managing the licenses, but developers, they might not even have to use orchestrator depending on the scenario, on the automation that they are building. And users, they don't have to worry about it at all. But it's better to know there is this thing called orchestrator, and the more you know, the better. All right, so let's pause for a moment and take a look into these 3 tools, and then you are going to have a better understanding of what I'm saying. The first one is the UiPath Studio, and as you can see, it's a regular interface. Many other applications have a similar interface with, these menu options, left panel, right panel. In the center, you can actually do your code. I will quickly create a Hello World file here. Hello World. And then just to create our first automation here, I will select an activity called message box. message box and write it down. Hello world. Okay, let's save and give it a run. In a little while, it's going to pop up the message for us. Okay, there we go. So that's it. Of course, it's much more than this. There are many different automations we can create, properties that we can change, activity that we can use. But for this sample, we'll just stick with the hello world message. Okay, let me close this and minimize this. Now, moving forward, the UiPath Assistant. What is this UiPath Assistant? Essentially, it's an interface where you have the list of automations available for you. In my case, I have 3 of them. And then when I select them, I can run from here. So that's what I mean to run the automations. I can hit the run button and the automation is going to start and I can see the progress here. And once it's done, a message will show up for me. But for now, I will just stop. I don't want any message popping up. Okay. There are some configurations that I can do here. For example, setting up a reminder to run automation, the orchestrator configurations, and so on, but it's not important for now. The third one that I mentioned earlier was the UiPath orchestrator. And from here is where I can have the blueprint of my environment with all the processes, variables or assets, queues, triggers, machines, everything that is in my environment I can manage from here. I can create folders, I can organize my projects as I want, and I can change my assets, my queues, manage my queues, everything related to your automations. This is the place where you can monitor and manage, but also you can manage licenses from here. So if you are an administrator, you will be able to see how many licenses are available, how many licenses were provisioned, and so on. All right, so this is the Studio, Assistant, and the Orchestrator. Thank you for watching and see you soon.